Today I'm going to speak about the commandments, the 10 Commandments, but there's a special focus that I need you to follow. This is relevant for those that are seeking salvation for the first time and those that need to brush up on some of these issues, especially if you have confusion about the concept of salvation by faith. So in Mark 12, verse 28, Jesus was teaching. He's talking to the Pharisees. I'll just read you briefly. That's Mark 12, verses 28 to 34. But when the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together, and one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question, testing him, and saying, "Teacher, which is the great commandment in the law?" Jesus said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets." Now, many people might have a bit of a struggle relating the two commandments of love that we've just been told about here with the 10 commandments. If you actually follow the original list, which is in Exodus 20, the first 4 commandments pertain to our love for God, and the last 6 pertain to our love for our neighbor. So those are actually fundamental laws. They are moral laws. It's laws that you don't need to learn in any school. It comes naturally that you should actually be doing it. So I'll just quickly go to Exodus 20. And God spoke all these words, saying, "I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me." So that one is the first. You cannot have other gods before him. "You shall not make for yourself a carved image, any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth." So carved images, these are the sculptures and idols, and some of them are made out of metal, some of them of wood, and so on and so forth. He's specifically saying don't make any of that, and don't make it look like anything that you know, whether in heaven, in earth, or under the earth. And he goes on to say, "You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God." So bowing down to an idol is an abomination to God. It doesn't matter whether you bowing down because you are truly worshipping or pretending that this is a representation or anything. He just doesn't want you to do that. Okay? That's why he says, "You shall not bow down to them." And he also says, "No, serve them." So bowing down is very clear. Okay, it's an act of humility. You can't humiliate yourself with something that you've made with your own hands. That's why it's an abomination to God. Nor serve them. So some people believe that these idols are true and they have powers, they have a will, they can do things. He doesn't want you to attribute that kind of sort of life to these idols. That's why he says, don't serve them. Then he explains himself. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands, to those who love me and keep my commandments. So he is very merciful to those who love him and keep his commandments. But if you have chosen the other path where you hate God, he has explained himself very clearly. He is deeply jealous, and he is going to judge. So there will be such a time called judgment. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. So all those people who use God's name to swear, to shout profanities, to insult, and so on and so forth, be warned that he doesn't like it. The same thing as it would be with yourself. If people took your name, let's say in the company you work for or in the school you go to, and they used your name as a curse word, you would be deeply offended. If you can't do it with your own mother's name, if you can't do it with your own name, then don't do it even with God's name. Now, the last one of those aspects of the Ten Commandments that depict or that are required to honor God. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. In 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So this is a very simple statement to say that the Lord created the heavens and the earth, and on the seventh day he blessed that day so that it can be used as a reminder for the work that he did. So this is a very big way of honoring God, when you honor him for the creative work that he has done. Okay, many people neglect this. Many people approach this in a very sort of casual manner. But if you only follow three of those aspects of loving God, and you don't do the fourth one, then your love for God is questionable. This applies if you actually know and understand this part of the Ten Commandments. But if you don't know, I do suppose that God being merciful and forgiving, it is likely that you will be forgiven. but so to say, it's not an excuse for you to glance over this part of the law and forget about it. There are some who are going to say we are saved by faith in Christ, by His mercies, and this doesn't apply. The truth is that this actually still applies, and it applies not in the sense that if you did every single bit of all these things in the law, they actually doing this by itself for its own sake doesn't actually give you salvation. It doesn't get you saved. But if you are saved, then it follows that you want to get the righteousness of Christ on you, and the righteousness of Christ is very clear because this is what He was teaching: love the Lord, the Lord your God, with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul, which means you will love Him by honoring Him in all aspects. So don't do anything that dishonors God. And one of the things that you can do that dishonors God is to honor a day that the Lord has not chosen and blessed or hallowed. So the Sabbath day, he actually separated that day from all the other days and said, this is a day that you rest. This is a day that you connect with me. Okay, so if you go further into the Bible and read, you actually see the grander purpose of the Sabbath day, resting on the Sabbath day. Okay, now on to the 6, which depicts the honor to your neighbor. This is very, very straightforward, and everyone that teaches you the Bible will rattle through this very quickly, and it's so clear that people don't have any arguments against it. Okay, honor your father or your mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. That's the only commandment which comes with a promise. You shall not murder. Pretty straightforward. You can't love anyone by murdering them. You shall not commit adultery. You cannot love anyone by committing adultery. So adultery can be committed against another person or against God. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. Don't covet his wife. I will say here his husband, her husband, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. So 10 commandments simply explained by 2 powerful commandments, which are commandments of love. I hope this makes it clearer for those who are sort of starting out, those who are at the level of being saved. If you understand this as a concept, then going through the Bible is going to be much easier for you. It's going to be a breeze. And when you come to learning about the mercy that God had on this world and sent His Son to die for us, so that we don't have to continue suffering, because people simply couldn't keep any of these without a struggle. And those that managed to keep all of these, they created a religion out of it, a religion that took people away from God and even kept themselves away from God. So, and Jesus explains that it's the love that they took out of those commandments, which is important. So it's not about ticking the boxes. It's about practicing the message, practicing the essence of the message. That is what it's about. So I'll see you in the next part of the series. If you see this on YouTube, please click the like button and subscribe so that you can continue to see more of this. Thank you.